Okay, in this video, we're going to make the linkage arm or link arm. This is going to connect the wheels on both sides of the train to sort of um, have them move together. So this is what this looks like. So let's go ahead and make this. So I'll do File, New, do a standard part, Create, right? Uh, Always starting with a 2D sketch. Let's put it on this plane right here. And this part's fairly easy. We're going to start with a rectangle, and I'm going to do a 2-point center rectangle just off the origin. And I'll click and drag out, and it's really long and skinny. So I'll go ahead and dimension that. I'll say, okay, this is going to be 3.5 inches. Zoom out a little bit. The height of this is only 0.25. So it's pretty long and skinny. We're going to add some essentially some circles on the end to make like mounting points. So I'll grab the circle tool. I will do this one side at a time. So I'll zoom into this, let's say the right side first. I want it to be lined up right with this, the end of this rectangle. So I'm going to click and drag out and do something like that. I'll dimension this while I'm here. This is going to be 0.375. Looks pretty good to me. And I'm going to put a similar circle on the other side of this part. And again, I could do mirror or any number of things. It's probably just as easy to just draw a circle and dimension it. Sometimes the time savers don't save you much time, but 0.375. I like what I got going on there. I'm going to go ahead and grab my trim tool because I want to get rid of some stuff because I want to make this a valid shape. So I'm going to kind of zoom in here, let's say to this side, and I'll trim this piece right here. I'll trim this piece right here. I'll trim this piece right here. And I want to trim this piece, but actually the CAD system doesn't like that when I do that because that is um, the what is defining the overall width of the rectangle. So if I click on this, it'll actually give me an error message. Um, it's fine. It actually rebuilds without it. So I'm going to leave that one particular line there. And I'll come over to this other side and delete, again, some of the stuff that I don't need. Again, I still have the trim tools, enacted. So I'll click this one. I don't need this right here, and I don't need this. And again, I would click that, but it will give me an error message. So that's defining the overall width. So I'll leave it because it actually builds fine with that line still there. Sometimes extra lines are a problem, sometimes they're not, and it's trial and error as to what works or what can cause you problems. But this will work. I'm going to go ahead and finish sketch and double click, and that's the shape we got. All I'm going to do is extrude that out. That's the shape right there. It defaults to 1 inch thick, which is way too thick. This dimension is actually 0.125. So if I do that, I end up with a linkage bar that looks like this. It needs 2 holes, though, additionally, and I could have added those in the sketch and then extruded them, and they wouldn't have been there. It's, again, a million ways to do a bunch of this stuff. I'm just going to add them right now, so I'll do Start 2D Sketch. I'll put it right on this face, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple lines here. And again, I'm doing a circle tool. I want the circle to be concentric with this other circle. So as I sort of hover over this, you'll see that this lights up, and then I can come down here and it essentially saying, well, here's where the center is. And if I click and drag that out to put it right in the center, I'll go ahead and dimension it. And I'm going to dimension that as a 0.128. And I'm going to put that same size hole on the other side of this part. So I'll zoom out. I'll sort of pan over, zoom back in. And just like I did, the other side, I'll circle tool. And again, as I hover over this edge, it will like activate it. And then it says, hey, listen, buddy, looked like you wanted to make something associated with that, which I do. Now, as I move my mouse to the center, it's giving me the nice center point. Click and drag that out. Dimension. Call that 0.128. 0.128, 0.2128. Finish sketch. And all I'm literally going to do now is just extrude those out. And I'll grab those individually. Excuse me. Um, it obviously defaults to having them poke out. I don't want that, so a little I'm going to do is just flip the button from join material, which is the output, to cut material. Like I want to cut material away. I click that. Now it basically creates holes, and I could change the depth and I could do all that other stuff. But it's through it as much as I need it to be, so I'm not going to monkey with it. I'm just going to hit OK. And yep, that part and now has 2 holes in it, just like I need them to be. And probably the last thing I'll do before we save this is I'll go ahead and maybe change the material type just to give it, I don't know, something cool. Let's see. We'll do polypropylene plastic, and then maybe we'll pick a color that I don't know, dark sea green. I don't know. That looks all right. Fine. Well, that's up to you. I'm now gonna go hit save or save as. It doesn't matter. It's gonna say, hey, listen, you haven't saved this yet. So I'll type in TT23, right? Toy Train 23, and I'm gonna call this link arm, and I'm gonna put my initials on this. I actually have made one of these before, but I will call it TT23 link arm dash SMP. Hit OK. That link arm is done, and this part is done. So we have a couple more videos to do the axle peg and the wheel still, and catch you on those videos.